I had no contact with a camera being behind me and watching what I'm doing, and I thought that was the best thing in the world.
For what reason did the new Yankee workshop abruptly stop operating? The show that inspired countless people to take up woodworking as a hobby is ending. But why did respected master carpenter Norm Abram decide to leave? Was it only the last nail, or was anything else going on? This in-depth look will take you on a journey through the dusty past of this legendary program, from its humble origins all the way up to the last season that had viewers begging for more. Come with us as we reveal the truth behind the new Yankee workshop's demise and the impact it had on the world. Norm Abram's path to fame as a woodworker started when he was a little boy. Abram learned carpentry at an early age during his upbringing in Milford, Massachusetts, after being born in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. He learned the ropes from his father, a master carpenter, who taught him the profession in their basement workshop. While assisting his father with hardwood floor installations, 9-year-old Abram had his first experience working on a client's site. An unusual present for a youngster nowadays would have been a toolbox full of actual professional-grade tools that Abram got as a teenager for Christmas. The groundwork for his future profession was formed by this early exposure to real tools and his very own workstation. While on break from high school and college, Abram worked with his dad to renovate and construct unique homes, honing his abilities even more. At UMass Amherst, Abram pursued a degree in mechanical engineering before deciding to focus on business administration as part of his official education. But he left college before he could get his degree because he was so passionate about carpentry. He had seen a job posting for carpenters on a bulletin board. A turning point in Abram's career came in 1977 when he crossed paths with Russell Morash, a television producer at WGBH, the public station in Boston. Morash, who produced hit series like The French Chef with Julia Child, was amazed by Abram's carpentry abilities. He complimented Abram on his efficiency and accuracy, mentioning how little his scrap pile was. Rebuilding a backyard shop at Morash's home outside of Boston was something Abram was contracted to do. Morash was impressed by Abram's work ethic and ability to solve problems throughout this assignment. As an example of Abram's independence and capacity to handle difficult tasks, Morash once saw him navigating a steel beam by himself. After becoming a regular cast member on the hit show This Old House, Abram was able to launch a new endeavor. The new Yankee Workshop, a spin-off program that Morash created in 1988 and had Abram host, was a brainchild of Morash's. To capitalize on Abram's rising fame and ability, the show was crafted to center around furniture manufacturing and woodworking tasks. Set in the exact structure that Abram had built in Morash's garden a decade prior, the new Yankee Workshop debuted in 1989. After being enlarged and modified to meet Abram's specifications, the workshop now measures 36 by 26 feet. In this room, Abram worked on a variety of woodworking projects and showcased his mastery of traditional hand tools and modern power equipment. He also made several stunning pieces of furniture. Viewers related to Abram's level head and meticulous handiwork, and the show swiftly garnered a dedicated fan base. He became a hero to do-it-yourselfers everywhere for his knack for breaking down difficult carpentry processes into manageable chunks. After an astounding 21 seasons, the new Yankee Workshop came to a close in 2009. As the show ran, it solidified Abram's position as a genuine woodworking icon by encouraging innumerable people to start their own woodworking and home renovation projects. What was the true cause of the last straw that broke the new Yankee Workshop's back? You should probably hang on to your hammer if you think it was simply the passing of time. The true reason behind the cancellation of this popular woodworking program is soon to be revealed. Every turn of events, from Norm Abram's unexpected choices to the demands of contemporary television, surprises even the most devoted viewers. If you stick around until the end, we'll spill the beans on the true reason, which is as painstakingly planned as one of Norm's famed projects, and it will leave you stunned. You just cannot not miss it, believe us. Actually, another seminal program, This Old House, was the inspiration for the new Yankee workshop. When television producer Russell Morash recruited Norm Abram, a talented carpenter, to construct a modest barn, garage, and workshop in his backyard in 1979, the show's origins may be found in that project. After seeing how efficiently Abram worked and how little waste he generated on Julia Child's cookery show, The French Chef for WGBH-TV in Boston, Morash approached Abram to help renovate a Victorian property in Dorchester. Home improvement television was forever changed by this show, This Old House, which debuted with this restoration. This Old House, hosted by Bob Vila and featuring Abram on a regular basis, gave viewers an up-close look at actual house restorations and served as a source of both information and ideas. Morash recognized an opportunity to branch off a show that would focus just on woodworking after seeing how popular and distinctive Abram was. He premiered the new Yankee workshop in 1988 with Abram. Abram became famous, and the new Yankee workshop became a cherished companion to the original series, since the show brought the same practical, hands-on approach to woodworking as This Old House. In contrast to This Old House, which covered more general home improvement topics, the new Yankee workshop showcased Abram's skill as a master woodworker. Both shows had an indelible effect on the do-it-yourself (DIY) and home renovation subcultures, and Abram became practically synonymous with them over the years. After more than 40 years on the show, Norm finally retired in 2022, and a special commemorating his life and work, The House That Norm Built, aired to honor the occasion. His impact was immense. By providing an in-depth exploration of the furniture-making and woodworking project industries, the new Yankee workshop became an iconic woodworking program. Approximately 235 projects were showcased throughout the course of the show's 21 seasons, ranging from basic pieces to intricate, high-quality replicas of ancient classic furniture. The goal in creating the show's concept was to make people laugh while still teaching them something. At the beginning of each episode, Norm Abram would introduce the daily project, which was usually sparked by an item of furniture he had come upon. From taking the first measurements to adding the finishing touches, Abram would show viewers every step of the construction process. The show's defining feature was Abram's insistence on security. He would frequently kick off episodes with his famous safety message, "Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to talk about shop safety. Be sure to read, understand, and follow all the safety rules that come with your power tools. Knowing how to use your power tools properly will greatly reduce the risk of personal injury. And remember this, there is no other more important safety rule than to wear these safety glasses." When choosing a project, Abram was very careful and methodical. Before beginning any construction job, he would seek out an item of furniture that he wished to replicate. To help with his planning, he would snap digital images of the furniture and write down its proportions in a notebook. The early stages of a project's development were always videotaped so that people could see them. Abram would make drawings for more involved tasks. His next step would be to gather the required supplies by consulting the aforementioned blueprints, digital images, and measures. "I never have much left over. There's so much deep Yankee blood in me. I don't cut many extra pieces," Abram boasted of his efficiency. Outdoor furniture was also included in the presentation. Outdoor structures such as gazebos, greenhouses, sheds, mailboxes, cupolas, sailing boats, flagpoles, and fences were also showcased. Thanks to this diversity, spectators got a taste of many different kinds of carpentry. The unique selling point of the new Yankee workshop was the emphasis it placed on education. Viewers of all ability levels were able to appreciate Abram's mastery of intricate carpentry skills due to his composed personality and meticulous attention to detail. Step by step, he would describe the process, the tools he used, and the logic behind his approaches to the audience. Beyond the actual episodes, the show had a wealth of instructional content. The programs were accompanied by booklets that detailed the projects seen on the show and how to build them. Viewers were able to take what they learned from Abram's work and apply it in their own homes with the use of these materials. One of the show's pedagogical merits was Abram's attitude about making errors. He was forthright about the fact that mistakes do happen on set, even if they were rare, because he built each project twice. This straightforwardness makes woodworking easier to understand and more accessible to newcomers. Russell Marash, the show's producer, said that seeing an expert perform was satisfying in and of itself. "It's beautiful workmanship going together to form something wonderful," remarked Marash. "There's a calming influence to watching someone do something well." By fusing instruction with hands-on experience, the new Yankee Workshop created a one-of-a-kind and long-lasting television program that encouraged a lot of people to start woodworking. Norm Abram featured several tools on the new Yankee Workshop, and many of them became fan favorites. Although it had a major flaw, the inability to gather dust, the Porter Cable Speed Block Sander was one such instrument. The Osborne Miter Gauge, which was mostly used for table saw crosscuts but did its job well, was another tool that Abram relied on often. Abram used the Porter Cable Corner Chisel, a tool for routing square-cornered hinges, for more specialized jobs. Unfortunately, due to its limited use, it was frequently relegated to the depths of a drawer and forgotten about. Another specialized equipment that viewers could have bought but seldom used was the Whiteside Router inlay set. Abram used it to make patches to hide flaws in salvaged wood. Despite the show's focus on tools, the new Yankee Workshop followed PBS rules when it came to commercial placement. In order to make the shop look generic, stickers were meticulously put over the names of the manufacturers on all of the tools and machinery. One of the show's insurers, Delta Machinery, stood out for this approach due to the abundance of tools in their workshop. "We don't use anything because it's given to us. We use what we use because they work. We're going to use the tools we think are best." This statement demonstrates Abram's principled approach to tool selection. The equipment showcased on the show were really practical for woodworking tasks because of this dedication to quality rather than sponsorship. Throughout the course of the performance, it mirrored the development of woodworking technology. Abram saw that adhesives and coatings had advanced greatly, becoming less messy, easier to apply, and better for the environment. There was also a substantial development in the dust-collecting systems used by handheld equipment, with the majority of them becoming quite effective. Abram paid special attention to a handheld tool that could cut mortises for floating tenons that were exclusive to the company. Compared to traditional biscuit joiners, which were fine for registering parts but didn't hold up well in structural applications, this tool was a huge improvement. Even though electric tools are all the rage, Abram stressed the need of having good hand skills while dealing with wood. "An essential talent," he said, "is the ability to cut tenons just as effortlessly with a handsaw as with a table saw." The show's capacity to highlight hand tool methods was frequently restricted by time restrictions and viewer preferences for power tools. Even after all this practice, Abram still felt he needed further training in carving and marquetry, two branches of carpentry. If given the chance, he would like to acquire these skills. Because woodworking technology and methods are always developing, this willingness to learn new things mirrored that. Finally, the new Yankee Workshop shone a variety of tools and mirrored the evolution of woodworking technology. The program educated viewers on both time-honored methods and cutting-edge innovations in the field, covering everything from specialized equipment to better finishes and dust-collecting systems. Is it any wonder that the new Yankee Workshop abruptly cut down its final board? You are not alone if you are perplexed. Going deeper than meets the eye, this film reveals the true reasons for the abrupt cancellation of this legendary show that had been airing for nearly 20 years. Stay tuned as we bring you the intimate tales and behind-the-scenes obstacles that shaped the show's final edit. Whether you're an expert carpenter or simply someone who appreciates well-executed craftsmanship. The truth is stranger than a handcrafted sofa, but we assure you it will be well worth your time to find out in the end. Viewers of all ages and ability levels were drawn to the new Yankee Workshop and its 21 seasons, which attracted a devoted fan base. Norm Abram's magnetic personality, the show's educational focus, and its wide appeal all contribute to the show's devoted fan base. From complete woodworkers to those just starting out, the event catered to everyone. A lot of people, including Tangier Island, Virginia resident Jared Parks, used to watch the program when they were kids and fantasize of having Norm's workshop. Parents frequently passed their love of carpentry onto their children, which contributed to the program's appeal across generations. For example, Mike Stahersky of Broadview Heights, Ohio, became an ardent admirer of This Old House when his father introduced him to the program. Beyond its practical carpentry instruction, the new Yankee Workshop fostered deep connections with its viewers through a number of heartfelt exchanges. For fans, the chance to meet Norm Abram at autograph signings was the most memorable part. At these get-togethers, fans could vent about their own woodworking journeys and how the program had touched their lives. Meeting Norm became a life-defining event for many since they would bring books and other souvenirs to have him autograph. Through the availability of program products, the relationship went beyond human interactions and into the homes of spectators. His devoted following was able to recreate Norm's famous projects in their own garages and workshops with the help of books that explained his methods. By getting their hands dirty, spectators were able to take part in the woodworking process rather than only observe it. A robust online presence allowed the new Yankee Workshop to continue nurturing its community long after the show's last episode had broadcast. Both novice and experienced woodworkers may continue to benefit from the show's instructive episodes thanks to its availability for streaming on newyankee.com and the This Old House Insider membership program. Episodes were uploaded on YouTube in January 2023, expanding the accessibility even further and allowing a larger audience to enjoy the show's storied history. The new Yankee Workshop had a significant effect on a lot of people. The show's profound impact on viewers was demonstrated by fans like Steve Lott of Minot, North Dakota, who characterized meeting Norm and seeing the famous workshop as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Inspiring innumerable viewers to develop a lifetime passion for woodworking, it was more than simply a television program. A unique space was created out for the new Yankee Workshop in the hearts of its followers via personal encounters, practical resources, and continuing accessibility. This place remains long after the final project has been finished. With its impact on tool sales and the do-it-yourself (DIY) culture at large, the new Yankee Workshop permanently marked the woodworking and home improvement sectors. A viewer made the amusing observation that Norm single-handedly built the Brad Naylor industry and tripled the amount of wood glue sold in the United States. This kind of impact demonstrated not only Norm Abram's influence, but also the show's ability to motivate viewers to pick up tools and start building. The show is often credited with driving significant sales in the tool market. Along with its companion program, This Old House, the new Yankee Workshop, was instrumental in bringing the do-it-yourself (DIY) movement to a wider audience and increasing sales. It was more than simply seeing DIY projects on TV. It was about giving people the tools they needed to become DIYers. Fans in Martinsville, Indiana, like Kurt and Cindy Vogel, embraced the program's DIY ethos by constructing their own house and renovating a 1920s bungalow, drawing inspiration from the show. Large tool companies and big box stores devoted to do-it-yourself projects both benefited from the show's success, which in turn fueled the home improvement industry's growth. The new Yankee Workshop was an important resource for budding woodworkers before YouTube became the most popular site for how-to videos. Modern woodworkers, despite the deluge of information available online, nevertheless rely on the show's tried-and-true methods and Norm's insightful commentary. The influence of Norm Abram goes well beyond his time on television. His legacy will live on in the woodworking community as a whole because to his unwavering commitment to safety, accuracy, and workmanship, which have earned him widespread recognition as among the century's most important woodworkers. The impact of Norm on woodworkers is felt even after the program is ended, solidifying the new Yankee Workshop's place in the annals of home improvement and carpentry. The problem for the new Yankee Workshop, after 21 seasons on PBS, was to maintain entertaining and original programming. There was always pressure to come up with new ideas and innovations, since the event was one of the most popular woodworking exhibits in America. To keep viewers engaged, program presenter Norm Abram had to experiment with new carpentry techniques and ideas all the time. The danger of becoming stale or redundant loomed over the production, making this task more difficult as the seasons went on. Because the display ran for so long, Abram had the opportunity to showcase a wide variety of carpentry creations. The search for fresh, interesting ideas that hadn't been highlighted before became an enormous task. Regardless, Abram kept the material interesting by delving into many facets of carpentry, such as furniture manufacturing and outdoor crafts. Hosting a long-running carpentry show had a significant physical toll on Norm Abram. He had to construct each thing twice for each episode so he could show the process clearly on camera. Abram had to exert a lot of physical effort due to the repeated nature of the labor as well as the requirement for accuracy and meticulousness. On top of that, Abram was already under a lot of strain from being a famous woodworker. From airports to grocery shops, people couldn't help but notice him, and his tactics and tool selections were frequently scrutinized. In addition to the physical demands of the act, the ongoing need to uphold his reputation and skill in the industry added mental stress. Norm Abram had a major problem juggling his obligations to many shows. Abram maintained his ties to This Old House while hosting the new Yankee Workshop, the show's sibling property. Juggling the two enterprises at once demanded a great deal of time and effort. Abram wanted to focus on other projects and maybe work less, which had a role in the decision to stop the new Yankee Workshop after 21 seasons. Abram has stated his desire to focus on personal projects, such as constructing a home workshop and maybe even a green home, despite the show's ongoing success and strong ratings. Keeping two high-profile shows going for so long probably had a role in the decision to end the new Yankee Workshop. Nonetheless, Abram's dedication to woodworking and education was unwavering. He intended to keep involved with Old Sturbridge Village in the hopes of piquing the interest of young people in history. Looking back, Abram's talent, commitment, and capacity to conquer the many obstacles connected with long-running production are evident in the fact that the new Yankee Workshop has lasted for so long. Inspiring innumerable viewers and greatly boosting the popularity of do-it-yourself woodworking, his influence on the woodworking community went much beyond the show. Unexpectedly, WGBH Boston announced on October 16, 2009, that the new Yankee Workshop will not be producing any more episodes. The announcement ushered in a new era for woodworkers who had relied on Norm Abram's technical advice for more than 20 years. Abram said, "We've had a great run, built challenging projects, met wonderful woodworkers, and received loyal support from millions of viewers." As he pondered on the show's closure, the performance might have gone on since Abram subsequently admitted that it had all the money it needed from underwriting. But he was satisfied with his life and wanted to spend more time with his loved ones. By ending the performance on his own terms, Abram demonstrated his commitment to his career and personal life. Many viewers felt deeply saddened by the news of the show's cancellation. It was a death in the family, according to several viewers who were upset by the news. For many woodworkers, the show had been an ever-present fixture. In fact, some had been watching Norm since the 80s. One fan even went so far as to say, "Norm was the reason that I started woodworking. I was watching Norm in high school, and that's why I took a class in woodworking." Fans of the program were quick to contribute their own anecdotes about their experiences with the craft. Many others who looked up to Abram as an inspiration shared this view. Despite the letdown, fans were also appreciative and understood. A supporter said, "All of us who have enjoyed Norm over the years are saddened to see it all end. We all need to make changes at some time." He has kept his ego in check, never proclaiming to be super at anything. another person said, praising Abram's modesty. The house that Norm built was a commemorative special that paid homage to Norm Abram's vast legacy. This one-hour program debuted on October 3rd at 9 o'clock in the evening. E.T., which aired on PBS, followed Abram as he worked as a woodworker and renovator for 40 years. Interviews with famous people, friends, colleagues, and co-workers of Abram's, as well as archived video and compilations of iconic events, made up the tribute. It was an appropriate tribute to his work on The New Yankee Workshop, in which he appeared in over 280 episodes, and This Old House, where he was involved in over 50 home improvement projects. Abram made sure that fully measured drawings of the projects presented on the broadcast were accessible as a farewell gift to his faithful fans. The blueprints were digitized and turned into multiple-page PDF versions for convenient viewing and printing once each episode's prototype was built. Fans were able to carry on Abram's ideas in their own workshops thanks to this considerate move, making sure that the New Yankee Workshop legacy would continue long after the show ended. After decades of fostering imagination and skill in the woodworking community, why did the iconic television show The New Yankee Workshop abruptly shut down? Do not assume that this was only the conclusion of a period. We're going to reveal you the true reasons why this legendary program was abruptly canceled. There is more going on here than meets the eye, spanning from the changing landscape of television to Norm Abram's individual choices. Stay tuned for a comprehensive breakdown of the events leading up to the series finale. The reality behind the show's cancellation is more intricate and unexpected than you may expect, and you won't want to miss the reveal. The New Yankee Workshop abruptly ended in 2009 after 21 seasons on PBS. The much-loved presenter of the show, Norm Abram, was instrumental in making this call. Abram thought he had achieved his goals, even though the program was still quite successful and had full support from sponsoring. The decision to terminate the series was driven by his desire to spend more time with his family and work on personal projects. Even after leaving the program, Abram's dedication to woodworking was unwavering. He was thinking about designs for a new workshop and had just bought a rundown home to fix up. Outside of the confines of television production, Abram was able to pursue his passion for construction and workmanship through these personal projects. When The New Yankee Workshop debuted in 1989, a lot had changed in the world of television. More entertainment options became available to consumers when cable TV and streaming services became more popular. Traditional public television shows had more competition for viewers' attention due to this transition in the business, which may have affected the decision to stop the show. Another phenomenon that altered television viewing was the explosion of do-it-yourself, DIY, and home renovation programs. Despite the show's devoted fan base, The New Yankee Workshop may have lost some of its competitive edge due to the abundance of comparable programming. The decision to terminate The New Yankee Workshop was probably influenced by a number of issues from the perspective of the production firm. Despite the show's continued success, creating a series that could endure for several seasons was no easy feat. In order to shoot immaculate demos for each episode, Abram had to build the projects many times. Not only did Abram have to devote so much time to This Old House, but the production crew also had to deal with this tedious procedure. Additionally, the production team needed to think about how viewers' tastes change over time. Many viewers were sad to see the show end, but they also acknowledged that change is constant. Rather than risk the show's quality or relevance declining, the decision to finish it on a high note may have been made strategically to protect its legacy. Following the conclusion of The New Yankee Workshop, Abram kept busy with This Old House, making sure that viewers could still access his knowledge and advice. With this move, the production firm could keep in touch with Abram's devoted fans and also take advantage of possibilities in the ever-evolving television industry. Inspiring many viewers to tackle carpentry and home repair tasks, The New Yankee Workshop has permanently marked the DIY culture. For 21 seasons, viewers were led by expert carpenter Norm Abram as he demonstrated the steps involved in building furniture. Its influence went well beyond the screen, propelling the woodworking industry to new heights. Large tool businesses and big box stores specializing in do-it-yourself projects grew in response to the show's success. According to a fan, without such as Norm Abrams or Bob Vila, large tool companies wouldn't be the size they are now, and the huge box stores dedicated to DIY would probably not come along at near the speed they did. As a result of this industry's expansion, amateur woodworkers now have access to a wider range of tools and materials, allowing them to go beyond the pricey equipment found in cabinet shops. The transmission and preservation of woodworking techniques were greatly aided by Abram's knowledge and approach to instruction. About 235 projects were presented on the show, and viewers could buy the measured plans to build them themselves. Viewers were able to learn and practice a wide range of woodworking methods using this method, from basic projects to intricate replicas of classic antique furniture. Abram is widely acknowledged by fans as the one who helped them get a deeper understanding, proficiency, and admiration for the trade. A participant said, "The new Yankee workshop developed my knowledge, skills, understanding, and appreciation for the craft." An additional admirer said, "Norm inspired me to do more woodworking projects. Because of him, I traded my old table saw for a new cabinet saw. I purchased floor model drill press, large thickness planer, drum sander, larger jointer, and many more modern tools." Beyond its immediate audience, the event will continue to influence woodworkers and do-it-yourselfers of the future. A lot of people, including Tangier Island, Virginia resident Jared Parks, used to watch the program as a kid and fantasize of having Norm's workshop. By breaking down intricate carpentry skills into manageable chunks, the show inspired viewers of various abilities to give it a try. Abram has an impact that lasts long after the show ends. In his continued work with Old Sturbridge Village, he hopes to pique the interest of the next generation in the past. Fans of the show are keeping the talents they learnt alive by passing them on to others. According to a viewer, "I've already begun doing my best to pass these skills on to my 13-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter. I credit Norm with popularizing our hobby like no one else has. His influence created a growing market enjoyed by machine and tool manufacturers, suppliers, and others." A fan summed up the continuing legacy of the new Yankee workshop well when he said it. This feeling echoes the show's enduring impact on the woodworking and do-it-yourself communities. We have reached the final segment of this video. Enjoyed your viewing? Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe button if you found this video entertaining. Click the video that appears on your screen right now to see more exciting stories.